Hey, 8th grade. Today we're going to go through a mini lesson on theme, point of view, and character traits, and then I'm going to review some of your independent work so that you can get started on your own. So go ahead and turn in your packet to the Tuesday Direct station. We're actually going to be doing this mini lesson back here so that when you go up front, you can be ready to work on your House of Mango text. So we're going to start with what is theme. We all know, we've talked about it so many times, theme is the lesson, the message, the moral of the story. You can also think about it as what the author believes about big topics or universal topics. Remember that universal means that it applies to more than one text. It can be thought about as what the author wants the reader to understand or take away from the text, or what the character learns in the story. So what does the character learn throughout the story? A theme is not a topic. Topics are things like love, hate, greed. Go ahead and think of something else that you could put down as a possible topic that would not be a complete theme, and fill that in on this line. So then how do we find theme? There's a couple of steps that we can go through to find our theme easily. First, as always, we want to read and annotate the text. We want to make a list of topics of the test. So what are some of those topics that could help us figure out theme? Then you want to choose the topic that you think is the most important. Then you want to write the author believes statement. So you want to think about, what does the author believe about this topic? And then finally, you want to make the theme universal. And the way that you do that is by crossing out the author believes statement and anything else that makes it not about multiple texts. So if you use a character's name or you use specific parts from the text, you cross that out and you rewrite a theme statement. So a theme statement, it should actually be a sentence that addresses a topic and what the author believes or wants the reader to learn about it. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is point of view. And again, this is something we've learned about a lot. Point of view, the thoughts, feelings, and opinions of the author or narrator can be revealed through things like dialogue or inner dialogue, actions, reactions, or interactions, descriptions. And point of view can also reveal character traits. So certain points of view can help us understand who our characters are, either because we're trying to understand our narrator, so we look at their point of view, or we're trying to understand other characters, so we look at how the narrator looks at those characters. Now, what are character traits? Character traits are words that describe who a character is, his or her actions and behaviors that make up personality. Another way of thinking of character traits is thinking about what is the character's personality. These are pretty much the same. These can be developed through inner dialogue and dialogue, actions, interactions, and reactions, descriptions, and now we know point of view. Here are some examples of character traits, or think of personality: faithful, violent, kind, misunderstood, jealous. And then go ahead and fill in 3 other character traits that you can think of. There can be anything from nice to mean to deceitful to rebellious to angry. Anything that you can think of that describes character traits, or as an example of a character trait to put on these lines. So what we're going to do now is we're going to scroll down to our independent work, and we're actually going to practice that. So please scroll down to practice number 1. And remember, we're looking for 3 things. We're looking for theme, the message or moral. We're looking for point of view, the thoughts and feelings of the narrator or of the characters. We're looking for character traits, what describes the characters. I'm going to do the first one with you, and then you can work on the other 2 on your own. Justin was jealous when his cousin Cassie was named valedictorian of her class. Some people are just born smart, he told himself later as he watched TV on the couch. He had not been with Cassie all of those times when she studied late into the night. Justin was also jealous when his cousin Victor was elected class president. Some people are just more popular than others, Justin told himself while playing video games on the couch. He had not been with Victor while he tirelessly campaigned, listened sympathetically to the problems of others, and treated everyone he knew with kindness and respect. When Justin's cousin Matthew became the quarterback for the varsity squad, Justin was envious. Some people are just more athletic than others, he told himself as he played around on his computer. Justin had not been with Matthew while Matthew trained relentlessly to develop his athletic abilities. One day, something lucky will happen to me too, Justin told himself as he snacked on junk food. So obviously, we have our three things that we're looking for: theme, point of view, and character traits. And the first thing we want to think about is theme. And I'm going to go through my process of first, we just read it. I'm going to annotate by underlining any time I see a character that is telling us, or that is talking about something that happens with the character, something that describes the character. So I have Justin was jealous. I have all the times Cassie studied late into the night. I have Justin is jealous again. When his cousin Victor was elected class president, I'm going to underline that Victor did all of these things. We're going to talk about that Justin was envious when this happened, and I'm going to underline what Matthew did. So that's just some of my basic annotation. Now I'm going to think of some topics that I can make for a list of topics. I'm going to start with jealousy because I think that that's important. It's been talked about multiple times. I'm also going to make a list of topics including hard work because all three of these other people work really hard. I'm going to think about laziness. Does not seem like Justin works very hard. He also talks about being lucky, or the idea that they were all lucky. I'm going to make that part of my list. So if I have jealousy, hard work, laziness, and lucky, I'm going to go ahead and kind of combine jealousy and hard work, and I'm going to write the author believes statement. What does the author believe about jealousy? What does the author believe about hard work? The author believes that hard work pays off, but jealousy does not. So I'm thinking of the idea that Justin is jealous of his cousins, and he just kind of just sits around being jealous while his cousins are working hard. And the only thing I need to do to make this statement universal, it's my next step, is get rid of the author believes, because that's the only thing that is not universal, and I can just make my theme hard work pays off, but jealousy does not. Now, if I'm looking at point of view, I'm going to focus on Justin's point of view. So Justin feels like his cousins are getting things because they are lucky. He is jealous of them, but doesn't do anything to be successful. That's kind of what he thinks, what he feels, that everybody else is just getting lucky, but he's really not doing anything to also achieve goals. So who are some characters that I can give character traits to? Obviously, we have Justin. We also have Cassie. We also have Victor. And we also have Matthew. Our most obvious character trait for Justin is jealous. I'm also going to add lazy. I know that because it talks about how he just plays on the computer all the time. For Cassie, I'm going to put smart because it talks about how she studies. For Victor, I'm going to put kind. And for Matthew, I'm going to put athletic. And I think all of his cousins are also hardworking. Now go ahead and try these with practice number 2 and practice number 3 on your own. They should be finished when you come up front. Good luck.